just rather be alone in my zone writing poems. When I get in, I take a shower, read a book and feel empowered. Smoking on that sour got me counting down the hours. Thinking of all the shit that they could do but won't allow us. Then I realize they all some cowards. The world is ours. Me and my brother twin like the towers, and we want it now, never later. No more favors, done with all these traitors who be haters on the low. They just hate to see you grow, so I'd rather be alone in my zone writing poems, cause I'm never on the road. And I'd rather stay at home, man. Life been moving fast lately, trying to get a grasp, and every day I'm mad lately. Never let it drive me crazy, do this for my old lady, yeah.
They told us stay quiet, better close your lips. We never thought we'd get our chance to speak. So we just stay grinding, trying to hold our chips, and thank God for our chance to breathe. They told us stay quiet, better close your lips. We never thought we'd get our chance to speak. So we just stay grinding, trying to hold our chips, and thank God for our chance to breathe. So let us breathe in.
CH, you change, but a bunch of people feelings. Reaching for the top, and now I ain't got no ceilings. Pour me up a cup or two so it can stop the bleeding. Roll me up a spliff or two, and now I'm hella weeded. Cause I'm feeling like I want it, but I don't know if I need it. Took a few L's, but that undefeated. Same shoot, different day, but it's so repeated. If we don't talk no more, it's probably cause I felt mistreated. Bad enough I don't hear excuses, trust me, you could keep it. Saw it coming from a mile away once I peeped it. Caught up in that drama, mama, I don't get between it. They be trying to turn it on you, damn, they really tweaking. We broke, but we well. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Boy, Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
And Vievo.
This is the Orange Phoenix Show, Anime Talk Live. Geek Corner members, you already know what's going on. You already got the lineup for this week. So this week is tonight, obviously, myself and Vievo. Or should I say Vievo and myself. Doing Anime Talk Live every Monday. And we move to Wednesday with myself with Alvin Staley as we do Pro Wrestling Talk Live, as we do part 3. It was part 2 for us, but it's literally part 3 of Who Killed WCW. Tomorrow night will be episode 3 of that, and we're going to be doing coverage on that as well. So Thursday, my Boogie Blends and myself will be doing all things geekdom, because Nintendo Direct is tomorrow, and they got 40 minutes of Nintendo Switch games, upcoming games that's coming out. So we're going to be covering that, as well as The Boys, as well as House of the Dragon, and also our top 10 underrated Sega Genesis games. Now, I'm going to tell you, Vievo.
That's a lot.
Last week, that was a hard list. I had pages of games, and I had to choose 10 out of those. 10. And like no take backsies either. It's like, like if I said my number on air, I cannot deviate. I cannot switch. I had to make it, challenging, because you know how when people make lists that sometimes they throw out an honorable mention to make it easier. Like nah, we got to give our top 10. So,
good luck.
Yeah. That's going to be a hard list. We did NES. We did Super Nintendo. We did underrated Super Nintendo games, our own personal list, and we just did Sega Genesis, and now we're doing underrated Sega Genesis. So, I think the next one up will be either N64 or Sony PlayStation 1.
Okay, when you get to either of those, let me know.
Okay. So you're gonna chime in, huh? You gonna chime in with your list too?
I might have a couple, a few.
A few. Okay. So, Geek Corner members that follow us on Twitter, please continue to share and comment, and also our Twitch followers, and especially our YouTube subscribers. We gained a few more subscribers along the way since last week. Do not forget to hit that like button and that subscribe and that notification bell, that way you get notified on everything that we do. But today, we're doing some more anime coverage. All right, so we got Kaiju number 8. We got the voted Go Loser Ranger, and we got Delicious in Dungeon. But we doing Delicious in Dungeon second, and Go Lose Ranger last. And for the record, listeners, me and Vievo did not talk before anything. I made it not to talk about it because I want to see what her thoughts is fresh about the last topic of Go Lose Ranger. But let's go ahead and jump into Kaiju number 8, which is on our thumbnail. So come on, Vievo, what you got?
I'm so excited. Listen.
Yo, I don't think I've ever seen you smile like that. You have
I'm so excited.
Wide.
Listen. Kafka came in with the sauce at the end, and everybody's jaws were on the floor, and I was like, yes, but they might shoot him. But yes.
Yeah. That indeed. Like, let me tell you something.
Best entrance ever.
It is. Okay, hold on now. I gotta think back on like anime history. Who had cool entrances?
Well, his is up there.
Okay. Episode 10, Kaiju number 8. Man, it hit you with the sauce like from start to finish. Like Vice Captain
Hoshina was like, why is he running so fast? He shouldn't be able to run. Wait. And listen, like that ending animation was Chef's kiss. I was about to scream. I was so excited. I was like, yes. It was, yeah. I was happy. Yeah. It made me happy. I was having a crappy day, and then I watched it, and I instantly boosted my mood. It was great.
You know what's crazy is a part of me wished Netflix would have picked it up because
so we could watch it all at once. Yeah,
we could have binge watched this thing. But I respect the fact that it's giving us one episode at a time. But each episode, though, I can't think of any episodes like prior to this one that were just slow and like non-entertaining. Like every single episode delivered. And I'm gonna tell you, like I'll start reading the manga like maybe a week or so ago. So the anime is like ahead of me at this point. So I didn't know when Kafka was going to reveal himself. I knew he was going to reveal himself eventually. I thought he was going to do it like one or two people at a time, like gradually get there. But we're going to slap you in the face right now. We're going to give you everything.
And he's lucky. I was expecting Mina to like blow him away, but she was like, we're taking you into custody. I was like, oh, she's being real diplomatic about this.
Yes. I mean, should you though? Because you literally saw him turn into a kaiju and saved Tachikawa base. Like he saved everyone from dying. So would that call for diplomacy though?
I mean, you have some anime plots where they would have like, regardless of who he was, as if he turned into that, he would have been blown away afterwards, regardless of what he did. So
yeah, that's true. Because I guess their logic would be, well, it's survival of the fittest, and the stronger person has to win. And then what's going to happen to us when he beats that guy? Like, is he going to eat us? Is that what's going on? So I get that. But what about like Hoshina, the vice captain? Do you think they showed his vulnerability a little bit too quickly?
Hoshina?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I think they even kind of alluded to it when he was kind of telling Kafka his background, that he specifically specializes in small to medium, and it's because he's a blade specialist and he leaves the big guys to Mina. So I mean, it made sense, because like, what was he going to do about, like, old boy was like the size of a skyscraper. What was he going to do with his little... I don't think that it really alluded. I don't think that it exposed his weakness too quickly. I mean, I think it basically tracked. But I think overall it showed everybody's weakness because we didn't know up until now that it was possible for the suits to reach a certain limit.
Yeah.
And that was regardless of whoever is wearing it. Once you hit that limit, you could die.
Yeah.
You keep surpassing it. So.
Well, I do like that level of balance that's in the show because, okay, your top 3 people is, Mina, Hoshina, and
Hikaru.
Yeah. So those are your 3 top people. Everybody else, their strength level goes down to a certain degree. Like those are your heavy hitters. But if you look at the first mission that they did, they was super coordinated. Like they played to their strengths and they know each other's weaknesses. And then Hoshina at the dinner table, like Hoshina was talking to Kafka and he was like, "Why everybody arguing?" He's like, "No, just wait. Just relax. Just watch what transpires." And so now they're working together, trying to figure things out on how to handle the next threat. So I do like the fact that not everybody is super OP. And I do like the fact that Kaiju is a legitimate threat. And like anybody could die at any moment. But I do like that coordination part of it. So yeah, I'm with you too. Like we do learn about Hoshina's like past and how he was told that stores is a thing of the past and it's going to be obsolete. And I don't know, the vice captain has a chip on his shoulder in regards to that because his feel is dope. Like I'm gonna prove that what I have, the weapons that I have, is just as dangerous as a gun. Is that
when him and Hikaru teamed up? That was beautiful too.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, the kneecaps. Oh, like, yep, that was great.
The kneecaps.
That was great.
So, what you think is going to happen with Kafka now? Like, how do you think it's going to transpire?
There's probably going to be some kind of a division among the ranks. And they probably are going to... What show is... Like, they're not going to destroy him.
Yeah.
But they're going to put some kind of limits on him as to, like, they're going to restrict his ability to move around as freely as he once did before.
Wow, I've seen this plot before. This Attack on Titan. That's what this is. Because you remember when Eren first turned into a Titan, he was on trial. Yeah, he was on trial. So not exactly the same, but obviously you have comedic aspects of it. But look, if I was in the defense force and I see something like that, and this cat saved me from a nuke, not just any old bomb, a nuke, and I'm gonna put my gun down. I'm like, all right, fam, you got it. I ain't got no beef with you.
They're gonna treat him like Alucard in the basement, maybe.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, comedy goes right out the window. Because Alucard always wants to smoke on that one.
But I think that it'll definitely be a test of his and Mina's relationship.
Now that I think about it. So with Mina, like you said earlier, like she didn't like blow him away. Well, actually she couldn't because she was at her limit as well. Taking him into custody. Like maybe that dialogue between each other was that first test that she actually passed, because she didn't like go off the rails, because like you said, everybody was shocked. Everybody's mouth was dropped open, except the people that already knew about it. Then it was like, oh, Kafka, you cannot go back to this. You can't go back from this. I'm like, what other choice this man had? Like, if we were in that situation, we just gonna sit there and watch our friends die, or knowing that we could do something, or I don't understand that Like he was caught between a rock and a hard place. That was a very difficult decision for him to make. Well, easy in our eyes.
No, I think it was easy for him. He didn't think twice about it. Absolutely didn't think twice. He's like, sorry, gonna have to do this because if I don't, there's not even going to be a defense force for me to come back to. So,
yeah,
like I don't think he thought twice about it, which is why he was also apologetic to Ichikawa and Kikaru, because he knew he had there was no way that he couldn't do what he needed to do.
Right.
So
I think I also noticed this too as well. First of all, this man had jets in his calf muscles.
That was sweet.
I was like, oh snap. I'm like, okay.
He had jets, calf muscles, and I was like, oh, he really about to. He really about to punch it. Listen, wow. He launched it into the atmosphere. Launched it.
Without even like blowing it up on contact. So that shows like, okay, he's still not using, he's still not using his full strength, because he had some type of restraint to just make it bounce off his fist so it can fly upwards, or whatever the case would be. Because even though it did blow up, it did have like, some type of blast damage or whatever. Yeah, area damage. But him coming back down, did it depict his limit, or was he willingly taking his mask off?
No, I think that was his limit. Also, because when he came back down, I feel like he slammed back into the ground, but then he stood up, and then he was acting as a shield, almost a blast shield for those behind him. Yeah.
I felt that, man. I felt that. Like, soon as I saw him like stood up as a shield, I was like, certain anime keep popping up in my head. Like when the Jet showed up on his calf muscles, My Hero Academia. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about at the time. Mina saying you're gonna go into custody. Attack on Titan. And then him standing as a shield. I immediately went to Dragon Ball Z when Piccolo was protecting Gohan. I was like, okay, so maybe I've noticed a lot of like bits and pieces to it where it's paying homage to like certain anime that's out there. This is one of those times though, Vievo, because you know me, I prefer 90s animation style over the more current style, but this right here though, I am absolutely cool with. Like, this is perfectly done. Like, this animation is chef kiss crazy.
Yep.
So,
I just hate we have to wait another week for the next episode.
Next Saturday. We have to wait till next Saturday for this. And they marketed this anime like super heavy, especially on Crunchyroll. Like
it was worth it the way they did it. Because remember how they marketed Ninja Kamui, and we were all hyped about it. This one actually lived up to the hype, though.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So Ninja Kamui did live up to the hype up until a certain point, and then we were like,
Well, it wasn't episode 10. That's for damn sure.
No, it definitely wasn't that. I said halfway through when they started introducing mechs, it was a wrap. It was like,
I was like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, and then it just started from there.
I'm like, come on, man. Who thought of this, man? Who wrote this?
I look back at it. They kind of look like Bionicles, but better.
Oh my God, Bionicle. You know what's what when did Bionicle come out? Was that early 2000s?
Yes, because my little brother, I remember my little brother was absolutely obsessed with them. We had Bionicles all over the house.
Wow. What did Lego make those, right?
Was it Lego? Probably.
I feel like it was Lego.
Why did they even go out of it? Because weren't they like based on a show?
Yeah, Lego did make Bionicle, but no, it came out as a toy first, and then I think they did like a little TV series or something like that. It was something around those lines, but yeah, Lego
like
definitely made it.
basically knockoff Transformers.
Yeah, and me looking it up, I accidentally ran across a Voltron Lego set, and that is $505. And that's gonna stay where it's at. I do not have $500 to spare. But Kaiju number 8 though, it continues to deliver. It's like one of the best anime out. No, it is the best anime out, like for the summer, like so far. I can't think of anything that is topping that. To that level. Again, the way it was marketed, the way it was publicized, the way that there's countdowns to when the next episode is supposed to drop, so and making it sound like Christmas every Saturday. So that's what they're doing with that. Like, thoroughly excited about the next episode. I'm trying to refrain from reading the manga, but if they keep putting out the sauce like this, I'm gonna have to read. Same way with Demon Slayer, because like Demon Slayer is doing like the training art right now, right? So which that's the calm before the storm. And that's basically what it is, because crap is going to hit the fan very soon. But Demon Slayer ended like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, something like that. And
you mean the manga?
Yeah, the manga's done. Yeah.
Okay.
So because it took so long to put this stuff out there, I hope Kaiju number 8 don't have that same issue though. Because Demon Slayer's animation is so like crisp and gorgeous.
Yep.
Right. And Kaiju number 8 is in that same vein. Hopefully they don't have to go through that same issue where there's long gaps between X, Y, and Z to the point that we have to read the manga, for which I don't mind reading the manga. I know you don't mind reading manga. Some people mind reading manga, which is crazy to me, but it is what it is at that standpoint. But
isn't random, you know the game Genshin Impact?
Yeah.
Aren't they coming out with an anime based on the game?
That I don't know. I know there's a crap ton of cosplayers though at the conventions that I go to.
Because I feel like I heard somewhere that they were going to because the animations for that, like the in-game sequences are absolutely beautiful. If they were to turn that into an anime, that would probably be like on par with. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, that's kind of a different genre. It'll probably be more similar or comparable to the Fate Stay series. The Fate series, which I still have to get. I still have to find the list of what order to watch them in, because some of those fights, the clips of the fights, I'm like, what have I been missing? Yeah,
you've been missing some sauce for sure. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna actually the Fate series chronological order.
Okay. That might be a worthy project.
So from what I understand, the AI overview, it says Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Field, and Fate Strange Fate. But you know what? Hold on, let me double check now. According to IGN, let's go to IGN. All right, let's see. Okay, IGN want to give us everything but what we're looking for. Okay, there we go. So number 1, Fate Stay Night. Number 2, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. And third one is Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field. And fourth is Fate Stay Night Heaven's Field Lost Butterfly.
What?
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and Fate Zero is a prequel to the events of Fate Stay Night. So Fate Zero is, you can watch that because that's a prequel. And then, Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. I think you can watch them in any order because I wasn't confused when I was watching the series. Unlimited Blade Works is one of my favorite ones.
I I watched the original and that one, but I watched them back to back because Fate. Yeah.
Now, Fate Apocrypha, that's on
That's
Netflix.
the one I want to see.
That's the one you want to see?
That's the one I want to watch.
Oh yeah, you can watch that freely because that I feel like that's a standalone. That's kind of like a spinoff, really. And that animation is crisp. It is crisp. I like you. This is like any Fate series have some of the most beautiful animations ever. But you get to learn about the different heroes and their interaction with the people that summon them and everything else in between. So, definitely want to check those out. So next day we're gonna cover is Delicious in Dungeon. I finally finished it. Vievo, and it's 24 episodes. It didn't end the way I thought it was going to end, like as a cliffhanger. Over. How?
I promise you, it's not over.
Oh, I know it's not. It got greenlit for a second season. I do know that.
That can't be the last episode.
I think that is.
I don't believe you. There has to be at least 2 more episodes. Cause
no, I swear to you. You know how I know this? Because once the episode ended, I never seen these words "to be continued." I never seen those words. That's how it ended. I was like, "Come on, man! You got to end this thing with a cliffhanger, man! Come on!" You didn't even see.
I am upset.
Yeah, you seen Fallon. You know, she was about to eat something, and then, you know, it got slapped out of her hand. But that's about it. But it isn't. I mean, the episode 24 was hilarious, honestly, because everybody had their body switch.
The struggle, like they were like, Marcel, are you ready? She's like, what's going on? What's happening? And they eat it. Oh, she was on the struggle bus that entire episode.
The whole episode, she was like, Laos, what's on your sword? And he was like, nothing. What's on your sword? Let me see it. Let me see
it. He was legit afraid. She was like, now go wash it off. All of it.
All of it. What possessed Laos to take it with him though? Like, it
because
changed.
He's weird. Because in his mind, he was probably gonna try. Because he probably thought it looked cool, and he just wanted.
Oh my god!
That's the entire reason why he picked up the sword in the first place.
Right, Marcel be on his neck because he was like, "Wait, hold on, what is?"
She already knows. She already knows
what is going on, and she was about to punch him too until his name. I forgot his name. He held her back because he was talking about Fallon and her body changed and all this other stuff. Yeah, Senshi. And she was like, no. Let him talk for a second. And then he went from that to wanting to know how she tastes because she's wanting to cook.
Her and Chilchuck were absolutely appalled. They were like, this is not the time. This is not the time.
Like, bro, what are you thinking? Like, it's like he started from here and it just went all the way down below.
But listen,
concrete.
Like when I was listening to that explanation, I was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be a lot to eat." Like a lot. And
then she was like, "Oh, well, you know, the state she's in, I think about eggs." So he started rolling some stuff in his head, and now when Shinji was in Marcel's body, that was hilarious to me.
That was so everywhere. Twinkles just surrounded him. They didn't even surround Marcel when she was in her body.
This is on purpose.
He gave straight Legolas vibes.
Like that. Come on, man. Come on. Like, you're like, what do you thought about this? Is it Ishimori, the cat?
Oh,
He's like, well,
Itsuzumi,
yeah. He's like, what do you think about this? I'm like, well, I'm tired of having it. And he was like completely offended. Like, if he was in his old body, he'd have been fine. Like, he was about to come into tears. I was like, oh no. But I did like this episode though. But my reaction was the same as yours. just now. This is it. There's no cliffhanger. That's how you just going to end it. Like, it didn't feel incomplete. It felt, if it was never to come back, I got my feel out of it. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, no, it needs to come back. I don't. Mm-mm.
No. I wanted to come back. I'm speaking on like.
No, I get it. Like, well, that's not a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the original Bastard, but the original author died, and so they just never finished it.
Yeah.
So it was like, where's the rest? Well, but then they came back with a reboot. So
yeah, on Netflix, which I haven't. You know what?
I haven't finished watching it. He is an absolute dog. Like, listen. And a part of me is just like, what did I do? Because I have him right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Him
Wow.
and Archie.
Wow. Yeah,
but he was part of my gateway into anime. So it was Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, Outlaw Star, Trigun. And then I discovered that my local video store also carried anime. And, my mom wasn't paying any type of attention. She was just like, oh, these are cartoons.
Yep.
And it wasn't until I had her sit down and watch. I had her watch Hellsing.
You introduced her to
And
Hellsing
I think I
first?
also had her,
You introduced her to Hellsing first?
That and Vampire Hunter D.
Damn. Okay.
And then she was like, what the heck? Hey, she liked Vampire Hunter D, and she also really liked Hellsing. And then we started watching Hellsing Ultimate, and then I was like, that first episode, I was like, this is awkward, because this is a lot more explicit than the original.
Yes, it is. Like, I knew Alucard was badass when this man stepped out of a crash and the other vampire was literally crying at the sight of him. I was like, this is a whole nother level of sauce right here, man, because I ain't never seen this before, where you show up and people cry.
Listen, so somebody did like AI generated pictures of Alucard using Keanu Reeves as a template. Listen, it was great.
Just to let you know, our counterpart, Boogie Blends, has a strong dislike for Keanu Reeves. A strong dislike. He's the same way in every movie. It's like,
is that his only reason?
I think so. I think that's his only
need
reason.
him to get some new reason. Like, he has to have he has to be a bane to the existence of somebody other. No, that's not.
Man, listen, I'm telling
Everybody
you, anytime
loves
I
Rock,
mention
but The
Keanu
Rock
Reeves,
is literally the same person in every single movie that he.
listen, no doubt about it. Like, okay, I feel like Rock has no range, but at least not now. But Batista though. Batista has way more range than he does.
Batista, I don't even want to put Batista in the same category as The Rock, because Batista has demonstrated that he actually can act.
Yes, he can act, and
comedic, dramatic. He can do it.
He shows vulnerability, and Rock is not going to show that. He's going to be like the 80s action hero type person, which is nothing wrong with that, because you're going to get your ends, you're going to get your funds. It is what it is. But
do we even have action heroes like we used to? I mean, the action heroes that we had back in the day are still trying to be action heroes today. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's true. Now, Expendables 3 and 4, you can toss those out. But
I don't think
with the exception of Antonio Banderas being in Expendables 3, that he was my level of enjoyment. But actually,
was Kelsey Grammer randomly in that one?
He was good friends with Barney in that one. Like, they go way back. So that's kind of like the Expendables has it, like, as a collective, it's more than just the people that we see on screen. It's people that's elsewhere, and they might pop up randomly. And then, you know, I felt like if it was rated R, it'd have been 10 times more enjoyable. Especially with Wesley Snipes in there. It wasn't. It was PG-13. It was digitized violence. That's what they called it. No, stylized violence. That's what they called it.
No, take us back to the days of True Lies and Rambo.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, to me, Expendables 2 is my favorite one because Jean-Claude Van Damme or whatever, and that was super bloody. But they went Expendables 3 in order to get a wider audience. Yeah, because, you know, rated R movies is just a core audience. So that attempt to do that was the decline. That was the start of decline because
that's the thing too. Is like a lot of the actors that they were featuring, weren't even in like the if they were trying to get a wider swath of audience, meaning younger viewers, they weren't going to get that because that's not who they grew up with. Yeah.
I mean, they grab some new people that have been in movies or whatever. Now, I mean, they even was talk about the Expendables, which is basically the female version because there are a few. Ashley Sigourney Weaver, Lucy Liu, Uma Thurman.
That's basically Charlie's Angels. We don't need that.
Well, hold on. Now, Charlie's Angels was just 3, but there's several women that was just badass.
It's not all females Power Ranger group. We don't need that. I'm sorry.
True.
They be like.
I just want to see Lucy Liu on screen. That's all I want. That's it.
I mean, yeah, she is amazing. I love Lucy Liu. She's great. But I want them to think their decisions through. Mm-hmm. Because I understand that they're trying to grab wider audiences and different demographics and genders. But the thing is that when they try to do that, a lot of times they don't actually think through the execution, and then they turn out stuff that ends up being shit that could have been great to begin with. Yep. Like take the all female cast of Ghostbusters.
Terrible.
No, granted, I was sort of entertained because I have the humor of like a 9-year-old boy, which is fine. But that overall movie from like a critical perspective was garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah. I mean, so okay, now with that particular Ghostbusters, I wasn't gonna be like the vocal majority or some of the vocal majority because they just didn't like it just based off the fact that it was all female. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna go watch this. And I did, and yes, I did get the humor in it. But the one time that Bill Murray was in there and they knocked his ass out the window, I was like, I turned that bitch off.
I'm sorry. I just remember that.
I was like, this was only 10 minutes and he wasn't even victim. I was like, oh no. I was like, what is this?
The newer Ghostbusters I thought were a more faithful because they were actually a continuation. Yeah. More of a continuation, and I really appreciated that because it had that nostalgic value. Mm-hmm. I mean, as their own movie, the first one I thought was pretty good. The second one, I actually, I did the review on that one. Was still trying to ride that nostalgia wave, and I was like, you can only ride the wave for so long. You gotta do some more with it. But overall, sometimes it's like when they do this half-assed repackaging of ideas to try to appeal to, a wider audience demographic, whatever. I don't have a problem that they do that. I have a problem is that they half-ass it. Mm-hmm. And they don't do it in a thoughtful manner, at least recently. Because they're just looking at, what will sell. And it's like, if you do it correctly, you're going to set yourself up for even, more financial success. But it's like nowadays, it's like they literally look at what has already been out and they try to figure out, okay, well, how can we recycle this and how can we repackage it so we don't have to use our 2 brain cells and think of something original. They basically chat GPT it.
Man.
Sorry, that was a rant. My sad.
No,
Let
no,
me
no,
drink
no. That was.
my tired Deadpool cup.
Hey man, listen. Hey, I got a Deadpool mug on my desk. On my other desk, it says my common sense is tingling, and it's like
I like that.
I look at it every day. Look at it every day. I was like, so look, I agree wholeheartedly because yes, I do feel like Hollywood is lazy at times when it comes to things. Like they try to do reboots of things, and like we didn't ask for this
all
shit.
it is. That's literally all it is.
Like we didn't ask for this at all. Like now, Bad Boys, however, that was good.
Oh, did you see the newest one?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Great.
I need to see it. They need to come out with the new Rush Hour.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah. Matter of fact, Beverly Hills Cop, and I think Hollywood goes in phases, and right now in this phase, which is a long phase, is that they are capitalizing on nostalgia factor. Matter of fact, outside of nostalgia factor, now did you know that Blade lost their second director?
Yep, saw that article the other day. I was like, damn, is this ever gonna get made?
No, I don't think so.
Is he still attached to it, right?
He's still attached to it.
Because I remember, wasn't he saying that he was having real issues with the script because apparently they're marketing it as a Blade movie, but according to the script, he's like, this is about his daughter and like not Blade. So
see, here's my thing. I'll get on my rant before we get on Losing Rangers. So, okay. Blade is the sole reason why the MCU exists.
Yep.
Because the success of Blade and Blade 2, Blade Trinity, I think was a financial success, but it didn't resonate well with the audience. But Blade 1 and 2, let's just say that. So, like Wesley Snipes and what they did with that project, saying, oh, we can really make profits out of Marvel movies. And then here comes later on, you get the MCU, which was a wide success with 10 years of story buildup. Finally, with Thanos, now you plateaued a little bit because your big bad no longer exists, which you're trying to pick up the pieces, which I understand that level of storytelling, because once you reach that top of beating that villain, you have to start from the bottom again and work your way back up. That's just how it is. But if you introduce in Blade, though, first of all, you had us pissed because you didn't put Wesley Snipes in it. So Wesley Snipes ain't Blade. So we had to get used to Ali being Blade, which obviously Snipes gave the blessing or whatever. And I can see Ali being Blade. But like you said, you going through the daughter, which he does have a daughter. And I do have her comics, like Blade, daughter of Blade and stuff. And she is badass. But I think they cater into a certain demographic. I think at one point in time, they were looking at an all-female Avengers. And, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really see how that makes sense, really. And how you're going to exclude anybody else that was a part of the original team. How's that correlates? Then, of course, you got, what's his face getting in trouble. And he's no longer Kang the Conqueror. So...
Listen, the way he messed up that bag
should be studied.
Huh?
It should be studied. It should be studied.
Yep.
It should be studied. Like
the way that people have messed up their bags, period, should be studied. Because there have been a few of them, no more than a few. And I'm like, literally, news breaks, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah. It should be. It should be a docuseries, like each person, like bag fumbled, like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ali pull out this project. I would not be surprised he leaves.
Well, he was on The Verge earlier, and they've been talking. This project they have been working on this project for like 3 or 4 years now.
Yes,
that's what it feels like, and it still hasn't gone anywhere. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Did the new Wolverine Deadpool movie come out yet? Or is that in July?
No. Yeah, that's July. That's July. That's gonna be great.
Good.
No. Hold on. That's gonna be good because Ryan Reynolds ain't having none of that shit. He was like, I am not doing another movie unless A, is rated R, B, Hugh Jackman in it, and C, you give me the liberties what I do with it. Otherwise, you ain't gonna have no Deadpool movie.
He was able to get all of that even though it was during the writer's strike.
Yeah. This was before like that even happened though. This was before the writer's strike.
Oh, but I thought that once the writer's strike happened that he couldn't. But if that's the case, then I'm not worried anymore because like just like Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. There cannot be. It's
an easy sell though. It's like, first of all, man, freak around and replace Ryan Reynolds with somebody else's Deadpool. That movie will tank. And
he's been like, wait. So you have, he played the version of Deadpool that was considered outside the MCU.
No, he's still the same Deadpool. It's just that the time the TVA caught up with him because you remember in the second movie he stole Cable's belt and he started traveling back in time to correct certain things.
Oh yeah, but the thing is that I thought that before that though they were considered. So you have like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then you have other Marvel movies that aren't officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, but So with Loki,
that linked them together basically.
Yeah, well, technically Loki did because remember when the TVA was introduced, it had multiple universes. Time crap. So
that makes
technically,
sense. Yeah.
Deadpool violated the time law.
That was so funny when he did that, and I love the ending scenes of that, like the end credit scenes. Ryan Reynolds plays the hell out.
Oh yeah, when he shot Green Lantern, he shot another version of Deadpool
and apologized.
Like, yeah, sorry. Like, pop. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't mind me. Pop. Like, no. Let me take care of these problems. There's only one me. So yeah, so basically how it starts it out. The TVA comes, they nab him, and it was like, listen, we need you to go do XYZ. So hence, this Wolverine, for what I understand, for what I read somewhere, this is not the same Wolverine that died. This is a different one. So Logan died in that universe, but this is a different situation. But
that was such a sad movie. I was bawling at the end of it.
Yeah. They did foreshadow it in the second Wolverine movie, though. You remember when he was in the car and I forgot the young lady's name. It was Japanese girl, and she could read the future, and she's like, "You're gonna die with your heart in your hand." But that's what she was alluding to. So you remember how he died? He was holding her hand, and then that's when he died off. So. But Logan was really good, man. I can't.
That was a great movie. Movie, and it was rated R too, which is why they were able to do it real justice.
I loved every bit of it. I wish Sabretooth was in it though. I wish he was in that.
Ooh, I love me Liev Schreiber as a Sabretooth. Anyways,
Yep.
Listen,
man,
this is part of the reason why I don't go and do, like, when I go to cons, I don't sign up to go and meet the actors.
Why?
And actresses. Because I probably would get starstruck and be like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Listen, if my girl was able to control herself when she met Jaleel White last year at Raleigh Galaxy Con, you can handle that. Because she was like right here close to him. She was like right here. I mean, he gave her a hug and everything. And of course, she started crying, obviously. But she didn't pass out or nothing like that. But because we made a deal. I was like, listen, you gonna meet Jaleel White. I allow it. But don't say nothing when I see Angela from Boy Meets World. Because, because I'm going over there. I'm going over there. But either way, but yeah. So if she can be cool and I can be cool, you can be cool too.
Did you see that story making its rounds about old girl that took a picture with Chris Brown and her boyfriend broke up with her?
Man, listen, I didn't know. So that happened for real?
Yes, apparently.
How much is that picture? Like it's $1,100, right?
I probably would have broken up just because that was a rent payment. Like, what? Or the guy that took a picture with him and they were doing the fusion dance and it was like all crooked looking.
Yeah. Don't pay $1,000 if you're gonna do the fusion dance. Wrong. Like, it's your money, fam. But I wouldn't pay $1,000 to do a fusion technique with Chris Brown. I wouldn't pay $1,000 to take a picture with Chris Brown. Period. But I ain't gonna lie. If I was old boy, I'd dump her too. Cause ain't no way. Like you said, that's rent. That's rent. You spend $1,000 to take a picture for like a couple seconds. Like, come on, one picture.
And they took like an old prom. It was like a prom pose where he was standing behind her and had her wrapped like this.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you pay $1,000 and that's the pose you gonna do? Okay.
And then on top of that, you think Chris Brown gonna call you on the phone after the fact that you done got dumped? No.
Absolutely
You got
not.
matter of fact. Now you think about it though, like the future dating life, man. What happened with your last boyfriend? And then that picture circulates. I don't know. She might be single for a little bit. She might be single for a little bit. But it's gonna be a good thing, man. It's summer, man. It's summertime. Go do your thing. Damn.
In the streets.
She came back home to no one. Just an empty house. Like Will Smith in the last episode of Fresh Prince.
Yo. That's a Will Smith.
That is why. Yo, speaking of Will Smith though, you know he was sneaking in the movie. He was sneaking in the movie theater watching Bad Boys with the audience, and people didn't know he was in there. Yeah, so he had his mask on, and like the COVID mask and all that. He was literally sitting with people watching the movie, watching the Bad Boys movie. And then when they come out, he takes his mask off and say, "Hey, y'all like the movie?" Everybody was like, "Oh!" It's going crazy. He did that a few times. So again, before we get Loser Ranger, you seen that bit with Stephen A. Smith talking about he's not going to go watch Bad Boys or whatever until Will apologizes to Chris Rock. Like I can't back him until he apologizes to Chris Rock and all the other jazz.
I was like, already apologized to him like multiple times.
Not only that though.
And what does Stephen A. Smith have to do with the situation?
It just
you're talking about the ESPN guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. What you about to say?
Nope. It was just about. Nope. Keep going.
What you about to say?
Oh.
You forgot what show this is? Vievo? Come on, man. Come on now.
I forgot. I plead the
fifth. No, you didn't. You did not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
No, you did not forget. You did not forget, ma'am. What you got to say? What you got to say? Speak on it.
Oh, I was gonna. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not.
You know what? Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. You seen that meme with Kermit the Frog, right? Do it.
Really? No, I was just gonna say something along the lines of like, what does his Ninja Turtle looking behind have? Something along the lines, but
we passed the 5-minute mark, man. You can cuss. We way past 5-minute mark.
Oh wait, you can't cuss in like the first 5 minutes, otherwise you might get
demonetized, which we aren't monetized yet. But I've heard that. I heard that several times. Like the first 5 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
But we
but
passed that though.
he has like he always be having some kind of hot take, and I'm just like, and first of all, why are you speaking on Will Smith? I mean, granted, their entire situation is like, but why don't you just stick to talking about sports? That's what you're good at, right?
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I gotta say about Stephen A. Now, the past week or so ago, he ain't been batting really good. Now, in the past, like some of the hot takes that he did have, he'll ruffle a feather. But after, he explains it, because he has another show. He has like a Stephen A. Smith show, like on YouTube, where he can actually talk freely, which that's him. He's very smart in how he does things. So he explains why he feels the way he feels about it. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Now that you done broke it down. But I think like with First Take, like when he be on First Take, he has to, when he speaks, that's his personality. When he's at home, he's nothing like that. Like loud. He's not loud. But he ain't been batting real good when he's talking about Will Smith. First of all, us in the black community, that happened way back when. We forgot about the shit. Technically. So, and this is what Will Smith's first major movie since then. And considering the fact that he was actually in the movie theater several times, came out in the movie theater unmasked, and the people in the movie theater goes crazy. They're like, yo, what's going on? I want to take pictures with him and everything. Not a single person asked him about Chris Rock. Because we don't forgot about it. Like, we want to see this man succeed. Like, we see him in Bad Boys, and we hope this is like a way for him to get to a certain other point. Right? And so when Stephen A. Smith said what he said, I'm like, where's this coming from? Like, what? Why are you even saying this, fam? Like, you wrong in this situation, because if he do apologize, that's none of our business. Yes, he did it publicly, but if he talked to Chris Rock in private, ain't nobody else's business. Like, it just is what it is. The other point was the whole Caitlin Clark situation. So with her not being on the USA Olympic team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that she didn't make the team, but I didn't like go do any additional research. Why didn't she make the team? Because she wasn't good enough to make the team.
Yes. That's basically what that meant. That's basically what it is.
That I saw that part of that exchange he had with what's her face?
Monica Midnut.
Yes. When she was like, you wouldn't have been talking about the WNBA had it not been for her. And there have been great players, better players that came out years before her, and y'all didn't say not a peep about it. But
Angel
all
Wilson.
of a sudden she hits the scene, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, like,
yeah.
Really?
Asia Wilson. No, I'm just, I'll stand 10 toes down on that. Now, to Stephen A., who's like, yeah, that's a mistake, because on the marketing aspect of it, because so many people, because he threw out the numbers, which is actual factual numbers, and he was like, since she got since she got there, Dana and the Fever have been got seats up to 17,000 people, all to a point where they had to go to an NBA arena or whatever, which never been done, which I get that. But when you look at the USA Olympic team, though, that's based off of your skill alone. A, you a rookie. B, no other rookie is on the team. So it's like everybody, which was really AA, everybody on that squad is better. Like every single person. By points, rebounds, defense, steals, like
essentially she's too green for it.
She is. And on top of all that, why would you want her there just to ride the bench? Because that's what she's gonna do. And if you put her on the court, she literally has no downtime, Vievo, like none. Like, and international ball is different. They're gonna play rough. And they're undefeated. They don't need her. Which he acknowledges that too. He's like, they don't need her not to play because they're undefeated. But either way, though. But yeah,
she acknowledges it.
Yeah, that's. I wanted to get that out you so bad, Vievo, man. I was like, no, why are you holding yourself back? Why are you doing this? You forgot what show this is. Come on now. You got to speak your opinions. Matter of fact, didn't you have a Facebook post like a couple weeks ago saying something about speaking your mind or whatever? Like the handcuffs is off or something around those lines.
You know what? Yes, I did.
Uh-huh.
And that I'm at a point in my life where I'm not gonna sugarcoat and smile and just be like, if I don't like something, if I don't want to be there, I'm not gonna be there. Except if it's, well, yeah. But yeah.
Geek Corner members, I'm gonna get the evil out of Vievo. It's gonna come
Well,
out.
we have another. When are we doing our little
Uncut show for Patreon?
Yep.
And you know what? That's a perfect segue, actually. For the people, if you go into our description below, there is a Patreon.com. If you sign up for our Patreon, especially the $15 tier, you get the uncut, uncensored, and you get to meet some of the staff of the Orange Phoenix crew, whether it's from the magazine or from the show, and where we drink, and in Boogie's case, he blaze. So then when we talk freely and do whatever we want, we talk freely here, but this is without like YouTube restrictions and stuff like that. So really, really, really soon we're gonna post another episode. We got 2 episodes already. Also, if you're on the Patreon, we started putting out videos ahead of time. So I just had an interview with Leanne Schmidt, Neil_illustrator. We actually had another live drawing session a few days ago, and that is on the $5 tier and the $15 tier. And that episode will premiere on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So go ahead and get your drink. Go ahead and play some lo-fi. Is it lo-fi or lo-fi? Is it lo-fi music?
I always say lo-fi, but
yeah, lo-fi. Yeah, so play you some lo-fi music and watch the interview and watch her draw her original character. So go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon, and also you get access to our online digital magazine, which will be released this month, which is jam-packed with information, like a lot of reviews, and there's 2 conventions in there, Animazement and Motor City Comic Con. Like it's a bunch of stuff. I tell you that. So going into Go Loser Ranger, I specifically didn't ask you this question. And how do you feel about Go Loser Ranger this episode? Remember what you said on your Facebook post. Go and let it rip.
action was good.
Okay.
But it felt like it was still all over the place. I'm like, D, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I thought your entire goal was to destroy the Rangers. But now he's talking about Sakurama came back in a vision and was like, well, if you destroy the Rangers, this is what's going to happen. All the ones that you actually care about are going to die too. And then D's like, well, I don't necessarily want that. So I'm going to destroy them or do it the way I want to. And if you don't match with my values and beliefs, then I'm going to remove you from I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I understand, no, because Sakurama wants to fix the Rangers. He doesn't want to get rid of them. Then you have Patrolla over here, and I'm just like, what is he doing? First he was like the feathery angel ray of light thing. Then he turns into a giant Dooku tree, and then he's back to being a feathery angel of light with more feathers and looking more bird-like. I was so confused. Like, what kind of transformations is he undergoing?
Patrolla's like a roach. You can't really get rid of him.
Clearly.
Yeah. You can't get rid of this man. Like, I feel like the most powerful version of him on the surface, like when he was first introduced, because he was decapitating folks. Like, it was like quick, boom, done. And then when he went up against one of the junior ranks, he got injured, and then obviously he turned into a tree and all that other stuff. But what I look forward to the most in this episode was the fact there was a Dragon Keeper there, was going to fight a boss monster, and I got that. So the satisfaction from that episode, that's the satisfaction that I got. Now, as far as Fighter D and because it feels like we're getting closer to like secrets being revealed. Like, okay, the bosses are bad guys. Double X has blind loyalty, and the Blue Dragon Keeper, even though he has dick tendencies, he's still trying to save everybody in his own way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and Patroller, right? Like, okay, here with me, you match on the confusion. So, the real body was completely in a different location with the junior ranks. That's also what I like. I love the junior ranks.
He said that technically all of the bodies are his real body, and so long as one is alive somewhere, then he will survive. So, like you were saying, he is definitely like a roach. But, and then all of the junior, then the junior first rank rangers like zoom in. And I'm like, oh, they came with the smoke. And then you have the no color rangers or cadets thinking they're about to square up with him. I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
Oh, they're gonna get washed. I feel like they're gonna get washed. Like, cadets and patroller don't match well. It's already been proven. I think they reached another level when they saw him in the hallway, and then where Fighter D was making his speech and saying, "Listen, I'm gonna defend." I think the original convictions that D had initially, once he got close, it changed. Like, he got close to the people that he was working with, and he learned of their personal conviction, because not all of them liked the Rangers either. So it's like, okay, well, maybe. And then one of them completely turned. Like Ronmaru, he completely turned. He's like, I'm gonna follow him. Like,
knowing that he's a monster.
Yes. He's like, I don't even care. And I was like, maybe
what was funny though is that D stabbed Patrolla out of reflex. He was like, XX was flabbergasted, as was Patrolla.
Yeah, he was like,
he's like, what are you doing? I don't know.
It was just a reflex. My bad. Like, did you stab me?
He was like, I slipped and stabbed you. I'm sorry. Like, what?
See, me, if I was Fighter D, I probably would have done the same thing. I was like, the way Patroller looks real menacing, though. He reminds me of Griffith, though. Just by that mask alone, and how he was squinting. I was like, I've seen this before. Like, it's real nasty looking.
Giving traumatic vibes. Oh, and they're supposed to be making, I don't know if it's a continuation or if it's a reboot.
You mean a continuation of the last animation that was on Crunchyroll, like the CGI stuff?
I don't know if it's CGI. I just saw a poster for it. I'm pretty sure that it's real. I don't think it's fan-made. I'm pretty sure it's real. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Cool. So here's my question, though. Do Go-Go Loser Rangers survive another week?
I mean, we're already at the end. Like, how many episodes is it supposed to be? Like 13?
That I don't know. Well, you might say 13 and then bust out and say 24.
I would say it'll survive another week, because I want to see how badly the cadets get washed, and if D is able to save the day. I'm also perpetually irritated that D has like no real power.
No.
I mean, other than his cunning, and I'm like, can you just have a little bit of some more oomph? No? Okay. How are you going to create fighters? The only advantage that they had was their numbers. Like, how are you going to create fighters that actually don't do anything?
Yeah. Wait.
Make me a boss monster. I'll get stuff done. Anyways.
So it seems like, okay, so Patroller knows the Blue Dragon Keeper, obviously, because they acknowledged each other. So they've seen each other before, clearly. Is it?
Well, the Rangers knew that he was missing because what's her face with the Green Squad?
Yeah.
Was like, we've been looking for you.
Okay. Do you think there was some kind of deal that was made between the Rangers and the Big Boss and the fighters?
Probably. Because, like, how the hell is he in their base and they didn't know about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's I think that's what the plot thickens at. I think there's a deal made or between the two where the fighters are constantly there. That way the Dragon Keepers look famous. Like I feel there's some undercover dealings going on.
Yeah, because he was also talking about, oh, all I have to do is get to the surface. Like, you couldn't get to the surface before my guy. Like,
yeah.
So there's definitely something. And now I'm kind of sort of invested. And I mean, the explosions help keep me interested. So
It's the explosions.
That's why I like Michael Bay films, because everything blows up.
Yeah, I think Michael Bay actually came back for Bad Boys, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, okay.
So it is 12 episodes. So there's 2 more episodes left.
Yeah, so we might as well see it through. Like, listen, this isn't anywhere near as bad as Bang Bravern or whatever the hell that shit was called. We can do it.
That was terrible, man. That was terrible. Oh, that was unbearable.
Never again.
Oh, that was terrible. That was
in the airport. I was like, what?
Yeah. Come on, people, man. You're an anime vet. Come on now. You know.
Like, I didn't think, no, but it was like, it came out of left field. Like, they, like, up until that point, it was just like Braver and just doing the most in terms of him describing stuff. I don't remember us actually even seeing like, yeah.
I was like, oh, and it started out good.
Oh, that's
the first episode started out really well, and I was like, oh, then the second episode, I'm like, Jesus, man, this is bad. This is bad, man. Yeah. So just FYI, man, we definitely gonna go back to the original format. Now, once Kaiju number 8 ends, because we got 2 more episodes of Go Losing Ranger. Delicious in Dungeon is done. So these are out too. Go Losing Ranger and Kaiju number 8, which I feel like that's gonna be done soon too. Kaiju number 8 as well, because I feel like crap is hitting the fan like really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're packing a lot in here. So, you have anything else for the listeners out there, Vievo?
Brian McKnight ain't shit. Other than that, nope.
That man legitimately ain't shit though. Like he really not.
He shaded his prior family. Listen, at this point, his older kids don't even need just.
Nah.
He gonna be in for a rude awakening when he gets up to those pearly whites, and they'll be like, "You're not on the list."
Yo, it was someone posted on the social media like, "Happy Father's Day to everyone except Brian McKnight." Had his picture planted. Like, yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's so terrible.
He I want to say that he had a concert here. He had a concert here, or he's having a concert here, and I remember looking at that like, oh, wait, nope.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did he sell out? He did
Probably
sell out?
around all the traditional church folks, and the church people be the ones that be the most problematic sometimes. Yeah. Talking about using the Bible as like.
That's probably the money he depended on at this point. I mean, because they're not going to look at his back history and none of that other jazz. It's like, that is what it is. But yeah, we will be back on Wednesday. Who Killed WCW part 3 with Vince Russo. That is probably going to be a very, very interesting episode. And then we got Thursday, once again, my Boogie Blends and myself, as we do the top 10 underrated Sega Genesis games along with the boys coverage, episode 1 through 3, House of the Dragon and Nintendo Direct, what games is coming out. So be sure to check out Nintendo Direct and their 40 minutes of games that's coming out. So And also, you know what, Vivo? Before we go, I'm gonna diving down the PC handheld rabbit hole. So,
Oh, I forgot to ask.
what's that?
How are you liking Dragon Age?
Well, ma'am. Well, this weekend, a lot of things been happening. All right, so I did play Dragon Age. I did a side mission. I found some bandits, took a ring back to give it back to this lady. She lost her husband. So got the ring back, gave it to her, got ranked up. I'm gonna have to put some armor on Sola. That's his name? The mage? Solus, yeah. I'm gonna have to put some armor on him because like he hits low health like that. So
yeah, mages can be squishy in that game.
And I keep him in the back though. Like I keep him like back here, but the archers be like tearing his ass up. It's like pop, 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 pop. They aim straight for him, and I was like, "Yo, like what?" And the dwarf, with the crossbow,
Varric,
yeah. And I keep him in the back too to like kind of like buffer that. So typically, how I start off in a battle is I start off with him, and I do like this super shot, and I try to aim for the strongest one to knock his health off a little bit. Then I keep him in the back. Then I put me and Cassandra like up front doing our thing because Cassandra has an axe. I got a sword and shield. But Varric has those the ninja star, not ninja stars. You throw them on the ground. They basically take damage if they run across them.
Yeah.
So I'm messing with him a little bit. Also,
so you have your mage, you're a fighter, a rogue, and Cassandra is.
She's a fighter.
She's a Templar fighter, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got her as a two-handed person, but I might switch her back to sword and shield because I feel like she'd do better with that. I
feel like when I played, I feel like I have so many different playthroughs of this, but I feel like I had two mages. One I had specialized in area of effect damage, and then another who also had those types of spells but had more healing type spells. I myself primarily I either would main rogue or fighter depending upon what my build was, and then I would have at least another rogue or fighter, whatever the opposite of what class I was playing as. But when you get to the point that you are starting to get those like large spells, you can do some real great damage with your mages. And you can also, you can do a lot of good damage with them.
Okay. All right. I'm going to mess with it a little bit more now. I'm going to be honest. So Helldivers, right? They came out with a new pack. It's called Viper Commandos. Yeah. Oh, you saw it too? You got a Viper Commandos pack?
I haven't even started Helldivers.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It is downloaded on my computer, but remember I actually just got my computer back this past Friday because, granted, this computer isn't older than 7 months and the battery already died on it.
Oh, wow.
So they replaced the battery and now it's working in tip-top shape. But they came out. I mean, I've reinvested myself in Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also am supposed to be playing the Final Shape DLC, which I did a review on. Well, at least the struggle bus that was their launch day. Yeah, so I'll get around. But okay. Baldur's Gate 3 has me in a chokehold right now.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 has a lot of people in the chokehold. Baldur's Gate 3, man, is really... I have not played it, right? But I've seen a gameplay of it, and I'm scared.
You should be, because it's great.
Yeah. And so games like that, and I'm like, I won't play anything else. Destiny almost had me like that. And like it did have me like that, to the point where I wasn't playing the second one. I did play the first one. I did play a little bit of the first one, but it wasn't enough for me to stay engaged with it because it was just me playing it, and I didn't know anyone else that were playing it. So that's probably part of it. And then Destiny 2 came out, and I got it, and I was on that thing hard. Like, it was crazy. I was playing hours of Destiny 2, and then met a couple of the friends. Shout out to the Black Hand. We did a couple raids together, and then to the point that I suffered from burnout. Like, I was burned out from it, and then I realized I was putting other games in the backlog, and then I just never came back to it. Like, I came back to it in spurts, but not enough to stay in it. But so right now, so right now I'm playing Helldivers 2. I'm back on Helldivers 2 because I gave that a little bit of a break. Since the CEO stepped down and he appointed someone else as CEO, and he made himself like chief creative officer, chief content officer, or something like that, where he's hands-on with the patches and everything. And he put out a humongous patch where the majority of the guns are buffed and fixed most of the glitches that's there. And on top of that, gave us a war bond called Viper Commandos, where the original Helldiver suit. So with this one, this guy is sleeveless with not tattoos, but he got like the makeup over his arms, like a Marine basically. Got the red beret and the skull face and the red visor and like the bullet belt going across and throwing knives. So hey, those knives do work. Those knives do work. And then they had like 2 guns too. There's a sawed-off shotgun that has 3 bullets in it. So you like pop, 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 or you can change it where you can shoot all 3 bullets at the same time. And that's your secondary. So
okay.
Super, super fun. So between also I've been playing Chroma Squad. I downloaded that. It's an indie game.
Okay.
This is from me watching Go-Go Loser Ranger, and I got the Volume 1 Deluxe Edition of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic coming on Wednesday. Which I highly encourage you to read those, because the comics is by leaps and bounds better than the actual show.
Well, yeah, because the comics are infinitely darker than the original show.
Yeah.
And more mature.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely so.
Terribly so.
Yeah, definitely. So,
how'd you get a kid's show out of this?
They definitely did that. So, Chroma Squad is kind of like a love letter to Mazinger and Tokusatsu series, like Super Sentai and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So basically, you play the role of like 5 teenagers, but you're actors. So with this, you set up the movie set, you set up cameras, you buy equipment and all this stuff, but you play the role of, Chroma Squad, basically Power Rangers. Let's just say that. So Power Rangers. So it's tactical RPG. You can do different move sets and all this other stuff. But depending on how you finish each battle or show, that lets you know how much audience that you gain, how much money that you gain from this show, from the episode or whatever. Because if you do terribly, you lose an audience, you might lose some money. So you're going to have to continue to, buy new equipment, buy new gear and stuff like that. So
that sounds interesting.
Very. It is. I'm like, it was so interesting though that I bought it on Steam and I bought it on Nintendo Switch.
With Destiny 2, like these last 2, and maybe I just don't remember the earlier expansions, but like with the last expansion and this expansion, they give you an option to play on normal difficulty or legendary difficulty. Now think back to the days of Halo when they had like 3 different, I think it was like normal, heroic, legendary, and then I think there was a 4th one, right? That was above legendary.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but with Destiny 2, there is such a vast difference between playing on normal and playing on legendary. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, normal, you'll be able to get through the level, no problem. Playing on legendary, don't try it by yourself because you will get one-shotted by an ad. And not like a boss ad, just a regular ad.
Just a regular ad.
Yes. But of course I have opted to play on legendary because I'm a tryhard. So that I'm still I'm still at the very beginning of the DLC, but so far it's been pretty engaging. So I'm gonna try to get through that within the next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Okay. And you guys, again, this is our show for today, and we will be back on Wednesday. So until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye.